Okay, it's on. Viewers, we are going to talk to these people about the origin of Deadcuts' name. Please, enlighten me.
Wow.
I'm just hearing all...
I know, he's off on one, but let's not film him because he'll come along and he'll interfere. He's cool, but it's not the right time. Right, tell me about the name.
Go on.
Deadcuts. Oh, actually, I don't know. I read somewhere in Corinthians that according to Corinthians, thee shall not mark any dead cuts in your body. And I thought that was quite strange because at the time, Mark was the only one in the band that didn't have any tattoos. So obviously he was referring to tattoos. But there's another symbolic meaning in the sense that death cuts spirit into the life of being, and you could look at that quote in relation to philosophers that were saying that God is dead. So if you look at it in that light, if death is sort of seen as art or creative, any sort of creative exigency, such as poetry or music or the video clips, that is like a testimony to the spirit of being that remains. So it's sort of like a humanist perspective on looking at what actually is art and what is music. And so it's not actually dead, it is actually alive. Death cuts spirit into the life of being, and that's what the name is sort of represents or is symbolic of.
It's an intense name.
This is really cool.
Yeah, man. Do you feel proud to have a name that's associated with all these different strands?
It's quite like the two, like in Corinthians, I think there's about 10 quotes saying, you shall not mark any dead cuts, you shall not cut, all these different references. And a lot of
it's in Corinthians,
really,
right? I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen. Maybe you could put that in some of your artwork, I think.
Yeah, there's like about 10 different versions of that sort of like quote. But I think the most powerful is death cuts spirit into the life of being. And you could look at that as in language, because when I did my PhD it was on the relationship between being and language, but it was sort of more about language and art, what actually is art, and looking at literature, what is literature. So
that's an awesome.
I think
Jerome,
I don't think there's a more powerful name that you can have than like Dead Cuts.
Jerome, do you have a view about any of this? I mean, I know at this moment in time you are freezing and you haven't been paid yet, so we're going to be very quick.
I doubt I'll get paid. It's a Dublin Castle after all. But yeah, I'm still waiting for them to pay me for like 2 gigs that we did here, you know?
Because I remember when you were looking at names, and like I said, like the name Scavengers, and he liked Black Chapel.
Yeah, Black Chapel was before, wasn't it?
And he also liked the name Money.
I said no Black Chapel. It sounds like a death metal band.
It did, that's what I thought.
Deadcuts is fucking cool, and then.
Chapel works.
There are all these others that are sort of like, and that one sort of, because I was doing my PhD on death, but you know, it ultimately was up to him to choose what name, and he just chose that. I sort of thought maybe 2 words, but he's like, no, 1 word.
Okay.
Our early things together, we did this weird thing where we did this like scrying thing, a bit similar to what John D and Edward Kelly did, and we were trying to get names for songs. And that really weird one, that DK, where do you know that story?
Yeah.
Where we saw the girl on the train station and then she got hit by the train. It's a recording. Yeah, that's some weird shit. Oh, see the wind.
And there was also one other.
God damn your cinematic prowess! You
know, Selfish Cunts had been quite, had such a sort of huge reputation as well. That, if you graffitied Dead Cuts to Dead Cunts, I thought that was quite funny as well.
Send me away.
I thought that was quite funny, Jerome. Like if you graffiti Dead Cuts to Dead Cunts, sort of like Selfish Cunts.
Yeah, no.
And then there's also one. The 4th link is the Muse. I think they have a song called Dead.
In France, they thought we were Dead Cats. They actually wrote it.
I like it. I think that's where we'll leave it. So for now, until we speak to Deadcuts again.
In the outhouse.
Bye.